turn, work, let's have a kiki. We're gonna serve and work and turn, honey.
Welcome to the Cassidy Connors Musical Hour. It's Christmas time. I hope you're prepared.
Calming all your nerves. We're spilling tea and dishing just desserts when they deserve. And though the sun is rising, few may choose to leave. So shave that lid and we'll all bid adieu to your ennui. Let's have a kiki. I wanna have a kiki.
On the 5th day before Christmas, I'm not going to give you all of my golden ring, but you can get a little bit of it. Yes, settle in for a great show. It's going to be fun. I promise you.
It's turkey-lurkey time. Tom Turkey ran away, but he just came home. It's turkey-lurkey time. He's really home to stay, never want to roam. Let's make a wish, and may all your wishes come true. Turkey-lurkey, goosey, something Uncle Joe, something Cousin Lucy. Everybody gather around the table, dig in deep, it's served. Eat all the turkey you're able. Can't you see a partridge in a pear tree? Climb up, then bring it down for me. That's something I would like to see. This kiki is
So I hope you've all got the trees up and the decorations and your presents are wrapped. And if you're in the colder climates, the snow is falling. And if you're indoors, you're wrapped warm in front of the fire with the pets on your lap on the sofa. And all your friends and family are able to contact, if not together, well, through Skype and telephone calls and things like that. Welcome to the show, guys. A little bit of Sarah Jessica Parker and the cast of Glee there, opening for Let's Have a Kiki, which the Scissor Sisters recorded, combined with Turkey Lurkey Time from Promises, Promises, a lovely show, which we were hoping to get on this year. But, next year is another year, and next Christmas is another Christmas. So with all the cancellations and rearrangements, as you all know, we've been through, we had to reschedule. The venues weren't able to open on some occasions, and also some of the casts weren't available. Just to summarize the past year of 2021 and 2020 after the craziness that we've had to endure with Omicrons and Pfizers and vaccines and COVIDs and all that jazz and, well, refrain my language. But refine my language, I should say. I beg your pardon. But it is great to be with you all on the air. I'm a little late to the air this week because I did a cover show on Sunday at the Dockyard Club down in Southsea. The dear, poor, unfortunate Misty Lee was unwell, so I did a cover for her. I hope you get well soon, sweetheart. I did the understudy to the rescue bit. I'm a bit old to be doing that sort of thing now, but as I was available, the lovely Champagne Shirley called me up and asked if I could come along for Nick and the guys at the Dockyard Club, and we're doing many events there in the new year as well. And it's going to be great, and we're using that space for some of the shows as well, for some of the musicals happening. We're using it as a kind of studio space as well, which is going to be great into the new year. And it was lovely. The audience couldn't have been more wonderful and fabulous. And seeing some of you who have supported me through some of the toughest times in my life were there, and some brand new virgins to the show as well, which is a rare thing to see a virgin in Portsmouth. I include myself in that, as I'm Portsmouth born and bred. I was born under the Church of St. Mary's, And a few years ago, I hasten to add, and Mary's girl and boy child, Jesus Christ, one and all, coming up for Christmas. All of our birthdays on the 25th in his name. Okay, so I hope you're all festive and starting to feel a little brighter in spirits. I did have my premenstrual weekend just prior to doing the show, so it was good to get on stage before I killed someone and sing a song or two and tell a few jokes and have a beautiful festive cabaret show instead of, committing mass murder, because I was coming close, darlings. A few people were winding me up a little too much. But there we are. Life goes on. And I calmed my nerves, and the lovely people calmed me down. And Cassidy remains a beautiful person, and she lives on. on being the operative words for the ladies of a certain age who have their monthlies, or gentlemen too. The boys have their certainly have their come downs and periods and hangovers as much as the girls do. So all of us have the classic Christmas or festive moments, and you're coming together for the holidays of being a little irate or frustrated at certain situations and goings on. But we do go on, thankfully. And we have had a great time. A really, really nice surprise Christmas show, because I'm not working now until New Year's Eve. Unless any of you want me to come and do a cover show. If you're stuck, if someone is in Panto and can't get out to a gig or something, you can always give me a holler. But I am around. And she sounds desperate, doesn't she? Well, she has been over some years, but not so much as the years progress. But for also the thoughts and wishes to all those that don't have the home comforts of being able to come out and enjoy the nightlife, or the gatherings for theater and pantomimes and all those things. For those that can help with the homelessness and charities where we can, and we are all doing our bit, trust me, where we can. And the ever-developing emergency of food banks is more needed than ever, I think, for our children and our youths. And those things are being sorted better and better each year. And that's most important, isn't it? To remember those that don't have the privilege that some of us do, by just having a roof over our heads, or indeed having food on the table. So taking a time this festive season to remember those who need charity the most, and finding shelter for people, and a warm meal, and a bit of love and TLC. And that's more important than any gift, isn't it? I think, if we're honest. And, with the population ever increasing as the years go on, and the more people we know, it's always difficult to get a card to everybody, or get a gift to everybody. But we do what we can where we can, and we try and keep our circles small. And also, if you can afford to have a bigger Christmas and get out to as many people who are more in need than you, then, well, hats off, and I admire you so much for all that we do, and all that we can do to make this globe a more safe, happy, and wonderful place. And next year, too, we can make a better world, and a good world again, because we're going to be putting people that are well and able enough into many new jobs that are being created, and the shows really are going ahead next year. All the budgets are going to be put in place by our governments, and putting money where their mouths are, and we're getting on with the shows. And there will be a lot of calls and things like that going on. It's going to be a noisy year. I'm just forewarning you all. There is a lot happening next year. So the peace and tranquility and our silent nights that we may have over this festive season, I suggest you all enjoy and appreciate every moment of silence, because next year there's a lot of music and there is a lot of shows going ahead. So I suggest you tune into your earphones if you don't want to listen to the rehearsals and the tap dancing and the band rehearsals, and all of those things are going to be going ahead. So yes, that's the world ahead, and as peaceful as we can be, and find your peace and tranquility where you can. Next year there's a lot happening, and we are moving on. We're moving on and not being shrouded in the same conversations that we've listened to for the last 5 years. And we're not listening to some of the things in the news that we don't feel necessary anymore. We're peacefully going on together, but we are changing conversations, ladies and gentlemen. And the more that the world changes their vocabulary, and I mean the world, each and every one of you, from the politicians to the artists to the people who work in bars, or the people who drive buses, or the people who are dustmen, or the people who work as executives. Once we all start to change our vocabulary, the world will change. If you talk about good things and if you do good things, the world will change with us. I promise you that much. And with all the shows happening, once the casts all come back together and we carry on without too many excuses for people not working, and, all right, if people are unwell, then people are unwell, but so many of you aren't unwell and can carry on with work and will. You'll be made to if you want to stay in the progressive countries, then we all have to work. Otherwise, the world doesn't exist. If we all sat on our backs and didn't go to work, then there wouldn't be food on anyone's table. There wouldn't be waters in wells. There wouldn't be television. There wouldn't be music. There wouldn't be, there wouldn't be anything, let's be honest. Farming and all the rest of it, it all has to happen. So going on peacefully and sensibly and without too much shrouded conversation of the past, we're moving on. We really, really are. And the world will be a better place and a happier place for it. So anyway, without talking and dwelling too much about what we don't want to talk about, we go on. And I've had some great times this last couple of years as well. And I think only really of the good times. I forget about the bad times. And if you haven't heard anybody and... all right, people have been upset by some people's actions, and certainly some people have had a few shocks and have been shown lifestyles far different from their own, but we get used to it. We learn to understand other people's objectives. We learn to understand other people's opinions, but it doesn't mean our lives change all that much. Some folks are very, very eccentric and live a wild and crazy life. Some people live very introvertedly and a very peaceful and solitary life. Let people live as they wish. Understand that we are all different and the world will be a happier place. And for those that are different, when we all gather around the Christmas table or see some relatives we haven't seen for a long time, if we've heard a story or two, for our grandpas and pops and all of the older gentlemen who teach the world a lesson or two. From the musical Some Like It Hot, I thought a lovely, appropriate one when the grandpas and granddads and fathers are playing up in the Brotherhood for all of the dirty old men out there. Sugarcane and the gang there in the 1992 musical Some Like It Hot. Of course, Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon and Marilyn Monroe did the movie way back. And at the King's Theatre, a few years ago now, the lovely Amanda Gardner and Jeanette Broad, Chris Brooke, and the Warner Brothers all put onto the stage a wonderful production of a great, great show, Some Like It Hot. And it's the cold of the winter at the moment, so I thought that would warm us all up indoors in front of the fire, or if we're in the theaters. And for all the folks down in Miami Beach in Florida that are south of the equator, well, in the southern hemisphere, I'm sure you're all enjoying the tropical climes of the global warming and heat. And as things get hotter, well, some of the men get dirtier. And as the men get dirtier, well, after Santa's delivered the presents where he can, if he can these days, his task is very hard with the population as it is. But for those fortunate enough to have gifts under the tree, well, afterwards, sometime there's a little Mrs. Christmas or a mama kissing Santa underneath the mistletoe. And as the great late Eartha Kitt, whose lovely numbers I'm celebrating in a tribute in the new year, which again we had to rearrange from this year with the band. My boys in the band, the Jazz Boys, were doing a salute to Eartha and Champagne Taste rearranged into the new year. So I thought we would take you back to one of the most unique and fabulous artists ever to grace any stage or musical variety. And this lady is, well, just a dream. Her voice so unique and... The lady who was the original Catwoman in Batman and was part of the Wild Party. Well, there's no one quite like Eartha.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Oh, the double entendres.
Santa baby, a 54 convertible to light blue. I'll wait up for you, dear Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Think of all the fun I've missed. Think of all the fellas that I haven't kissed. Next year I could be just as good if you check off my Christmas list. Santa baby, I want a yacht, and really that's not a lot. Been an angel all year, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa honey, one little thing I really need, the deed to a platinum mine, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa cutie, and fill my stocking with a duplex and checks. Sign your X on the line, Santa cutie, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations bought at Tiffany. I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. Santa baby, forgot to mention one little thing, a ring. I don't mean on the phone, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry. Tonight.
Oh, the sauciness and the sassiness of it all. Gentlemen, ladies, I hope you're listening because, some of you that only have a once a year day in certain departments, I suggest some of you older dirty old men get your unnecessary pills out and give a lady what she needs. A lovely bit of Santa baby there for you all. And the great, wonderful Eartha Kitt boys and girls. Beautiful. And now back to the family Christmas and something a little more jovial and a bit more suitable for all the family. The lovely Barbara Streisand from her Christmas album, which is stunning. And I know you're going to love this. I'm sure you all sang this at one point as a carol singer or in a church choir or indeed just at home around the old Joanna on the piano. Well, here's Babs with the joy of the sound of Jingle Bells.
Open sleigh, hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. We're dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. All the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifting bank, and then we got upset. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the fields of white on this happy Christmas night. Off we go through the snow. Bells are ringing, we'll be singing. Jingle bells, jing, jangle. Jingle bells, jing, jangle. Jingle bells, jing, jangle. Jingle bells, jing, jangle.
How about that? And something from my motherhood now. I'm very much into the zodiac, as some of you are already aware. I like the intrigue of what stars and moons that we're born under at our times of birth, and the Western zodiac for the 12 signs from the Taurians or the Leos and the Pisces and Virgos, etc., to the Chinese Eastern zodiac of the animal kingdom. You know, from the year of the tigers or the monkeys or the pigs or the roosters, etc. And as a point of reference in Bab's singing there, on a one-horse open sleigh, Barbara Streisand was born under the Chinese zodiac year of the horse, as was my mom, and as was my sister's mom, and in different years along the calendar. But the 12-year cycle of the Chinese zodiac and the 12-month cycle of the Western zodiac, and the 12 days of Christmas, you see it go. That's how we went on a 12 months of the year. We go in 12s, don't we? It's ironic, but yeah. A little point of reference, my trivia, it comes out in the most bizarre of places. A little bit of Jingle Bells, and I hope we're all jingling, and we've had such fun. My mom and I, at her place, putting up all the decorations and getting the festive lights up. We've got a great Santa and Christmas tree gobo at the front of the house, and some nice festive twinkly sparkly lights and bits of tinsel, and bells around the mirror and little fir cone trees, and it's lovely. It's nice. I feel very, very festive last year, because I don't think many of us did last year, purely because of the world and the health situation as the world was last year. But this year I do feel very much in the spirit of it all. And it's great to have this opportunity to share my music and my thoughts with you all each and every week. It's a pleasure. And I'm very much looking forward to New Year's Eve, by the way, guys, down at the Forbidden Fruit in St. Leonard's in the Hastings area. So we're going to have a great show there. And we're doing a Las Vegas theme night. So tickets are £10. And that's the entry for the night. There's a balloon drop, which means there's selected prizes in the balloons at the midnight hour after we've auld lang syned into the new year. And I remember singing in Brighton many years ago. I was doing a New Year's Eve show at a venue that's no longer there now. It's now called Affinity Bar. But back when it was the Poison Ivy Bar, I did a New Year's Eve show. And we had a live link up with Mariah Carey singing Old Lang Syne in New York at Times Square, and I was we linked that up to sing along, and we combined our vocals for New Year's Eve that year. Well, there may be a few surprises for this year at St. Leonard's also. Putting St. Leonard's on the map a bit more. I have a great time when I've performed down with you guys at the Forbidden Fruit right on the seafront, and it's a great, great place, and the team there have opened a beautiful bar. It's only been open a few months from its previous premises. It's a new place, and it's just going to be wonderful. So £10 tickets, guys. I suggest you get them earlier because the event will sell out, and it will be a great show. A Las Vegas theme, so going to give you a little bit of Elvis, a little bit of the stars that have played Vegas, and some of the most well-known tunes to bring in the new year. And I know with Lady Gaga currently and recently playing Vegas with her jazz show, we're going to throw in a few of those, and with Tony Bennett and the like, and we're going to have a good time. We are going to have a great new year together. And as it's New Year's Eve, darling, for us Margos and Eves out there, we're going to be having a great, great time, I assure you. So on that note, I thought we would have a little bit of this from one of the shows that we're making happen next year. A little teaser and warm-up from Charlie Girl, the musical. And as we've just had Jingle Bells, I thought Charlie and her sisters singing out loud, bells will ring. And yes, they will, when we get this beautiful David Haneke show score onto the stage again. It's been nearly 25 years. It's about time, don't you think? Teasing you all for the new year. A beautiful show for a new audience that will adore it, and for those that remember it back in the original 60s and 70s down in Oz, and of course in the great 90s when we did it. Oh, it's a beautiful show, and the revival is going to be super fantastic. Absolutely blooming well marvelous. Ding dong merrily on high. King's College in Cambridge there, singing beautifully. And for all of us that do get merrily high in this festive season, usually comes with a ding dong afterwards somewhere. And it's usually our nearest and dearest loved ones that get the brunt of our highs and lows. So for my own rants and raves, if I've had a few drinks or a few too many beverages and then come home and we've had a little bit of chosen words with one another, I apologize for all of you that have put up with me, all of the the many therapy sessions with those outside of my own family that have had to listen to me rant and rave. Thank you. Thank you so, so much for all of you that have seen me through some of the very, very high times of my life and the very, very low times of my life. It means a lot, and from the bottom of my heart, for all of you that have been listening ears, and well, just there when you can be friends, family, and therapists. Thank you very much. There's a reason we're also doing On a Clear Day You Can See Forever soon, and for those of you unfamiliar with that piece, well, when we get it on, that'll all make very, very much sense for the kind of gal I really am to you all. All right, so a little bit of the hymns for the world of Christmas there, as much as our fun, frolicking musical numbers. And to all of you that are going out for Christmas, I've spoken to a few friends this year that are going out for meals on Christmas because they don't want to do the family thing at home and have the bothering of cooking and cleaning and all of that. So for those of you that are doing that this year, well done, and keeps the businesses happy by doing that. And those of us that are having family gatherings, I mean, we're having a nice, quiet family dinner on for lunch on Christmas Day. And then seeing some of my brothers and my nephews and nieces on Boxing Day and between Christmas and New Year, you know, as the families get larger and more extended, we don't all get the chance to sit around the same table because there are so many of us near and far. And that's why December for me, I felt like the Vicar of Dibley on occasions. I swear to God, trying to catch up for a quick brandy and baby sham here, or a quick bit of eggnog and a pretzel, walking along the Christmas market and doing a bit of shopping with one another when we can, or just seeing each other at the bars and clubs and you know, grabbing a bit of lunch here and there, or just a few ladies and lunch and absolutely fabulous moments with some of our relatives, where and when we can. Communication is the key, isn't it, for a better and happier world, I think. It stops paranoia and it makes us all connect a bit more. And I hope that we all have a very, very happy Christmas. And for those that don't get the chance to see their relatives, if they're further afield, if they're work doesn't allow them to be with one another or other reasons, well, know that our thoughts and prayers are with each and every one of you. And now to 1984. An interesting year. George Orwell's novel obviously changed the world. His predictions were very accurate, actually, weren't they? Of how the different generations of the 1980s changed the world from how it once was, with the ever-developing technology. And Fritz Lang's Metropolis of 1927, which we're reviving in the musical in 2027, just to show you an insight into what a dystopian world really can look like if some of the conversations continue as they are. And the 1984 is an interesting year. I mean, it gave us the musicals such as The Rink and Boy George, and a huge, huge amount of people, including Bob Geldof and Wham, Robert Bell of Kool and the Gang, Bono, Pete Briquette, Adam Clayton, Phil Collins, Chris Cross, Simon Crowe, Sarah Dallin of Bananarama, who I worked with at the Opera House in Bournemouth a few years ago down in Boscombe, Johnny Fingers, Siobhan Fay, Glenn Gregory, Tony Hadley of Spandau Ballet, John Keeble, Gary Kemp, Martin Kemp, all the Spandau Boys, Martin LeBon of Duran Duran, Marilyn, John Moss of Culture Club, Steve Norman, Rick Parfitt. Oh gosh, there's so many artists. Nick Rhodes of Duran Duran, Francis Rossi of Status Quo, Sting, Andy Taylor, James Taylor, John Taylor, Roger Taylor of Duran Duran and Kool and the Gang, Dennis Thomas, Midge Uri of Ultravox, Martin Ware of Heaven 17, Jody Watley, Paul Weller of the Style Council, Karen Woodward, and Paul Young, and all of you guys that were part of Band Aid that came together to teach the world, to feed the world. You made such a difference, and they're just some of the artists of the original 1984 Band Aid. And in subsequent years, from 1989, there were other artists and musicians that came together, and Band Aid 20 that came together in 2004. And Band Aid 30 was the 2014 incarnation, including some of the original artists, as well as folk from Coldplay, One Direction, and Emily Sande, etc. I can't list everybody, but you've all been phenomenal in teaching the world to feed the world, to the nations who are so much less fortunate than some of the more fortunate nations. This is one of the most important songs ever recorded. And by heeding these lyrics, it makes us all more charitable and more functional to help the world through organizations such as Band Aid and the Red Cross and all of the food banks around the world. I hope you listen carefully to this, guys, because it's wise words. Very, very wise words.
It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we let in light and we banish shade. And in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time. But say a prayer, pray for the other ones. At Christmas time, it's hard, but when you're having fun, there's a world outside your window, and it's a world of dread and fear, where the only water flowing is the bitter sting of tears, and the Christmas bells that ring there are the clanging chimes of doom. Well, tonight, thank God it's them instead of you. And there won't be snow in Africa this Christmas time. The greatest gift they'll get this year is life. Oh, where nothing ever grows, no rain or rivers flow. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Here's to you, raise a glass for everyone. Here's to that underneath that burning sun. Do they know it's Christmas time at all?
Feed the world. wherever we can, however we can. If we can help, if we can travel, if we can get to the nations that need us the most, we'll always continue to do that. We are the human race, and we will always help before hinder the world. I hope. I really, really hope. And be a little less selfish, because we all have our moments of being selfish, but also remembering that it takes some of us to make some of the projects happen in order to raise funds to help the greater good of the world and to help those most in need. So by those who think we are sometimes a bit overindulgent by putting on some of the projects and shows and movies and everything else that we do in our part of the land and our part of the world, it all builds towards helping someone somewhere. Trust me, it really, really does. So a little bit of our charity, love, hope, and virtues that we hope will make a difference in the world this Christmas time. And those closer to home, not just in further nations, we must help those here on our own doorsteps and in our own towns and cities who need us the most, and nurture the UK and wherever you are in the world. I'm here, but wherever you are in the world, if you can help those that need us most, if you see someone who is on the streets, if you can give them a little help to getting some food and drink or some change to be able to get somewhere for the night, if you can afford it, or something like that, or get along to your local councils and things like that, those of you that are homeless, or to the shelters to find out where exactly you can find some sanctuary. All right, so we are going to give you another little number now, sticking with the Wonderland. Some of you that are fortunate enough to go to the themed style events in London and New York, or wherever you are in the world around the globe, to appreciate all the prettiness of Christmas. And I sang this along with some of my other Christmas tunes, giving a bit of wish you a Merry Christmas and have yourself a Merry Little Christmas in my show on Sunday. And we'll play a few of those today, but let's indulge a little bit, shall we, for those in the colder climates and our winter wonderland.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, and pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. You can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He's singing a song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman.
The lovely Macy Gray there, Winter Wonderland. And in my early days of cabaret, I would throw a little Macy into the show doing Winter Wonderland. So how about that? It's great to see the artist come to life and singing in her beautiful tones. I love her voice. So the great Macy singing Winter Wonderland for you all. And I really, really hope you do indulge in a little bit. If you can afford to, get out there amongst it and get your toffee apples and your Christmassy candy canes and, enjoy the winter wonderland if you're in the colder climates. And if there's ice around and a little bit of snow, well, all the better. And if you can afford to, have some mulled wine and mince pies with some of your friends and families at some of the venues that are putting on those little treats for you all, and to get your figgy puddings and your Christmas puds and the brandy snaps and all those lovely things. There are some great shows everywhere. I'm not going to spend too much time listing what's on where, but check out your local What's on Stage guide for what's happening in the West End of London, or indeed on Broadway. And some shows aren't open, some shows are. I know Moulin Rouge are taking a couple of days break, but are back for certain performances at the Piccadilly Theatre. So check that out. I can't wait to come and see you all, guys. It's one of my most favorite pieces of musical theatre. And, me and one of my very, very early true loves, that was the movie of our earliest love. So it's going to be good to see that and reminisce some of the can and how deep love can really be. So that is, and one of my co-stars as well, one of my fellow dancers, Ian, is in the show, and I'm so proud of you. When we completed the Pride main stage in Brighton, 2014, I think, and myself and Will and Ben and Etienne and Ian performed the Priscilla medley, as some of us had appeared in Priscilla, and my co-stars from Lion King and La Cage aux Folles and Pippin and Aladdin, we all came together to Dirty Dancing to give a spectacular performance as the Pride finale of 2014, a few years ago. But what a time we've all had. And I want to take a moment to say thank you. From the bottom of my heart to the top of my heart, thank you all. Those that have been a shoulder to cry on over the years. Those that have seen me at my absolute worst, and some of you have. And those that have seen me at my absolute best and have remained supportive and helped through the good, bad, and ugly. And for the fair weather friends, the good friends, the old friends, the new friends, and just about all of my family, and my therapists, and all of you that have really, really helped to keep me going. And for those of you that I hope I've helped by being a listening ear, or said a few words of comfort and joy. And there were so many people. I'm not going to start listing everybody, because it would be unfair, because I wouldn't mention everyone that needed mentioning. But to everybody who's ever been a part of my life, from my co-stars and my theater pals and my industry friends, and everybody who is a part of this marvelous, crazy, wonderful world, thank you. And may we long continue. And for those that aren't here anymore, you're so missed. So many of you are missed in, just if you're not here actually in human form, if you've gone on to another level, or if you're really have passed to the other side, well, I take a moment's silence now for everybody that is no longer here. A Little Silent Night from The Temptations there. 1980 that was recorded. And I've mentioned this a few times. My little claim to fame as a child star was singing with The Temptations on stage at the Guildhall in Portsmouth. And my granddad, Bobby, and my mom, as proud as punch, sat in the audience, my mom Julia, and we went along for my mom's birthday a couple of years back to see my dear friend Kieran as part of the company of Motown when it was playing the Shaftesbury Theatre, and we sat up watching the show. Oh, it was magical. The Gordy story, and of course Gordy and the Temptations took us back to our childhood a little. So a little silent night there for you all. I hope you appreciate and take a moment's silence for those that aren't with us anymore. And also take a moment to appreciate everyone that is with us still and celebrate as much as we can. And I got to tell you, I'm very much looking forward to celebrating and seeing some of my dear stage pals and dear, dear friends of the players and the many players that we've been in many different stages around the world at the King's Theatre for Jack and the Beanstalk this week. And my nephew's mom is wardrobe mistress on the show, and I'm looking forward to seeing Jack and Amy and Sean and all the folks who are part of the production at the King's Theatre, along with Cinderella at the New Theatre Royal, of course. I'm going to get to see that later on. And I'm going to get along to see Hansel and Gretel at the Hailing Island Theatre, which is playing in December and January. Check out the dates for that. Something a little different with the witch and the children and our little cottage and all of those wonderful things. And we have many, many other shows around the globe, of course. Check out what's on still, and some shows are playing certain dates, but not others. So I don't want to advertise things that aren't going to be on. So just check out your local listings online or call the theatre box office and see what's on and what you can see where. And have a good time, one and all. A few more songs for you today in this Christmas special of Cassidy's Musical Hour. Thanks for listening this year as well, guys. This has been a real great new venture for me, having the podcast show. And it's truly, really been a pleasure to mention all of my friends' birthdays where I can, and some of my greatest celebrity idols who I've been able to celebrate, as much as the royal celebrations, and really let people know about some of the folks that we've lost and commiserated, but celebrated their lives. And my dear friends and family who I've got the chance to mention. This year has been a birthday year. Next year is going to be a showbiz year for me. So if I'm not going to be doing birthday next year. It's going to be very much show focused, and people can get on and celebrate their birthdays in style, because this year I've mentioned you all, or as many of you as I can. And the Andrews from my Warner Brother boys, I hope you've had a great birthday at the beginning of December. And Andrew, my old stage pal, who we've done so many things together, I hope you boys had a great birthday too. Thanks for the memories, and Fiddler on the Roof, and Me and My Girl, and Annie Get Your Gun, and La Cage, and all of the shows that we've had the pleasure of working on together. Thank you. Be it backstage or front of house or on the boards together. What a time we've all had, huh? And I hope you all go on to many marvelous things in your own projects and the shows that we're all going to be doing together again, which is going to be great. So for you boys, and for all the girls and all the boys I've ever shared the boards with, and all of us in our real bloodline families, and the friends out there who become our families as well, and there are so many of you who are, and all of our the bigger voices when we've not been able to raise a voice ourselves, that have stood for us, and the most understanding in society, who've protected us without us knowing, and a lot of people do, and a lot of us do for others as well. So for all the security and for all of the protection out there, God bless you all, and thank you for that. Because without all of you, some of us may not be here. So being humble and appreciating every part of all of us, from what is perceived as the littlest people to the biggest people in the world, and finding an equilibrium amongst us all through the hierarchy of life. Thank you. And of course, work colleagues, because without my bosses and my work colleagues along the way, I've been given so many chances and opportunities, and through all of our faux pas and the silly things that happen and the petty things that people perceive as big dramas and overreact to at the time, in hindsight, realize we're just another day at the movies. And we all have bad days. And we all have good days. And if we're honest, the good way outshines the bad days for most of us. All right, so thanks so much for tuning in for this past 44 episodes. We're on our 44th episode. And I'm giving you a Boxing Day special. Well, I think it's a Monday. Let me check the diary, actually. Yes, it's Monday the 27th. I was just checking the weekend when the days fell. Christmas Eve, of course, being Friday. Boxing Day being Sunday. On the 27th, I'm going to be with you again. So I'm going to give you a little roundup of how my Christmas has been. And hopefully I'll hear from some of you and I can, conglomerate and combine our Christmases, our festive seasons, or happy holidays, or whatever you celebrate in whatever part of the world. We can celebrate the... sorry, I'm dropping my pen here whilst I'm noting things down. We can celebrate all of our wonderful, wonderful times that we've had over the happy holidays. I hope it is happy for most. And I will be with you then. So I hope you've enjoyed tuning in for some festive tunes this week. And I know some of the businesses aren't open over the festive season. Some places will be absolutely ram-packed when the sales start and people are dashing around the shops and getting their prezzies and, getting the last-minute bits at the supermarket and things like that. Don't overindulge too much, though, folks. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much because, we'll have to spend the whole of January, February, March trying to lose the Christmas weight. So I'm still trying to stick to the salads and light foods during the day and some of the bigger meals in the evening. But I'm doing pretty well on the weight front, by the way, gang. I've a little weight to lose still. I've got for my own preferences, I've got a couple of stone to lose, ideally, because I'm going to be back in the studio dancing around like a lunatic in the studio and, working up a storm. But that hopefully will shift the excess weight that I need to get rid of. And for those of you that are just having a good old time and eating what you want and drinking what you want, well, fair play to you. But, as we go on into the new year, I hope we're healthy, I hope we're happy, and I hope we all make some dreams come true. If not all of them, we're making some of the dreams come true, and we're doing things next year, folks. We really are. All right, so I'm going to give you this one before we round up today's show. If you're out getting your last-minute Christmas bits and bobs and presents and stocking fillers and things like that, a little bit of Kismet, Howard Keel and Catherine Grayson, and when we're wondering so many wonderful, beautiful things, what should we buy? Here's Frank's version of this wonderful number, Mr. Sinatra. We had a bit of black magic earlier in the week for our Black Balloon session at the Belgrave and Albert Road, and, here's a bit of Frank now for you.
Baubles, bangles, hear how they jingling. Baubles, bangles, bright shiny beads, sparkles, spangles, your heart will sing, sing-a-ling, wearing baubles, bangles and beads. You'll glitter and gleam, so make somebody dream, so that someday he may buy you ring-a-ling-a. I've heard that's where it leads, wearing baubles, bangles and beads. Baubles, bubbles, bangles, all those bright shiny beads, sparkle spangles. Your heart will sing sing-a-ling-a, wearing bubbles, bangles, and beads. You glitter and gleam.
Who, me?
You're gonna make somebody dream
I swear he talks to me direct sometimes.
that someday he may buy you a ring, ring-a-ling-a. I've heard that that's where it leads.
You leave me or I leave you, baby.
You wearing baubles,
Baubles?
bangles,
Oh, lovely bangles.
and them cool beads.
Oh, so cool beats that I'm doo-doo. A little duet with me and Frank there. How about that, you lucky things? Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. Have a great, great time. And if you're vacationing or traveling, be careful and have a good journey. And if you're cozying up for indoors, well, have a great, great time. And those of you that can get along to the Gaiety, there are some great events happening there on South Parade Pier. Some one-off concerts with bands. And I believe if you go on to book.events, you'll see all the listings of what's on then each night of the week if you fancy a night out. And Black Balloon Sessions will resume, of course, on Wednesday nights at the Belgrave. We have some new Friday nights happening with Champagne Shirley and the gang into the new year towards the end of January, but I'll give you all the new year news next week. Well, let's focus on the here and now for the moment. And the many venues, the clubs that are open in town. You can go to the HB and have a disco dance, or to Prism and places like that, or that's PRYSM. Prism is in the stratosphere of computing prisms. Or you can have a great time in Guildhall Walk or Palmerston Road, or in and around our fair great city along Albert Road and Elm Grove and wherever you want to go if you want to go out. But if you're just cozying up indoors, have a good time, have a nice time, and don't get too drunk and say things we regret, as we all can from time to time, and ignore us when we're in we're having a bad moment. And have a good time. And for all our pets out there in the world as well, let's hope they have a lovely, wonderful Christmas too. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves and one another, and have a good, good time. Especially on the night before Christmas. I think a few of us older gals and guys will be singing this to the younger generations and ourselves. Ooh, the excitement.
What I call a man.
What are you going to do about Warren?
That's the first time in my life I felt like the opposite sex.
What are you going to do about Warren?
I wonder if he'll ask me out tomorrow night.
What are you going to do about Warren?
What am I going to do about Warren?
Oh, Warren doesn't care. Warren cares. Warren cares.
But I don't care.
You have to care because you're engaged to him. And you don't have to care about him because how do you know he cares about you? Then what are you going to do?
What'd you say?
When you know there's someone loving you, and you know there's someone you love too, and they're not the same, what do you do? Go to sleep, girl, go to sleep, go to sleep. Close your eyes and hide from every care. When you wake up, they may not be there. But tell me, how can I sleep? Tell me who could when you see your whole life tangled up good. I could drink, I could and someone have a date, which you made when you were thinking straight. And when you and someone stay out late, it was bad too, but I had to. When they're not the same, who gets the gate? This is not the way to find a mate. Go to sleep, girl. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, girl. Go to sleep, go to sleep. Comes the dawn, I may not feel the sun. Comes the dawn, he may not know your name. In the sunlight, who can see a flame? But tell me, how can I sleep? Look what I've done, mess around with two men. Soon you have none. As you sow, so you reap, which is why I can't sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to...
On a clear day, you can see forever. You certainly will next summer. Okay, gang, have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Take care of yourselves and one another now. Bye-bye, and dream of me and I'll dream of you. Mwah.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the tree tops glisten, children listen to hear sleigh bells in the
Share with us all, darling. All of your dreams, hopes, and aspirations, and we'll share right back. Take care, gang. Happy, happy holidays.
Here's a hello from your friendly receptionist. Welcome to Holiday Inn. Do you need a broad or a good psychoanalyst? Maybe a tonic and gin. There's no Gideon Bible next to the bed. Could you read the yellow pages instead? Here is a kiss from your friendly receptionist. Welcome to Holiday Inn. Is the mattress to your liking? Is the blanket nice and warm? You can find the soap and towels in the jar. So you're restless, Mr. Ryan, and you need a helping hand. For a quarter, turn the magic fingers on. All through the night, there's a friendly receptionist, eager and ready to please. If you're in need of some extra activity, there are no charges or fees. Don't be embarrassed and don't be afraid. We're used to giving out traveler's aid. So here is a hug from your horny receptionist. Welcome to Holiday Inn. If you want to wish. I'll be ready. I'll be waiting in the hall. And regardless of the hour, should you need a wake-up call, call. We got people going in and out, you know what I mean? But you're the greatest looking transient I've ever seen. So here's a hello from your sexy receptionist. One big hello from your red-hot receptionist. Welcome to Holiday Inn.
I just want to quickly mention also, guys, the lovely Beauty and the Beast is playing at the Groundlings Theatre. Remember when I did my little Judy and Jean concert and back in August? Well, we're doing more shows with you guys next year. Next Christmas time, we have a lovely treat. It may be Holiday Inn. Ooh, maybe. But this Christmas, opening today, right through to the 2nd of January, the Groundlings Theatre present Beauty and the Beast. If you can get along to that in Old Portsmouth, just a stone's throw away from Portsmouth Harbour train station, you'll be treated to a lovely local theatre company producing a lovely piece of work. Okay, take care now, each and every one of you. There are so many things happening in the new year. We're going to be celebrating all of that. But the roundup will be on the 27th with you all to see how all of our Christmases were. And then into the new year, on we go. Take care, folks. I'm going to leave you this one. This really is the last tune of the day. And I hope you're all very, very happy and have a wry smile and hold on to your memories. Because sometimes when all else fails, we've still got our memories. And that recreates a future. Take care. And remember what Christmas is really for and who it really, really is most important for. The children. And all the dreams and fantasies and realities we make for them.
Have you seen my childhood? I'm searching for the world that I come from. 'Cause I've been looking around and lost and found of my heart. No one understands me. They view it as a strange eccentricities. 'Cause I keep kidding around like a child with part of me. People say I'm not okay, 'cause I love such elementary things. It's been my fate to compensate for the child I've never known. You've seen my childhood. I'm searching for that wonder in my youth, like pirates and adventurous dreams of conquest and kings on a throne. Before you judge me, try hard to love me. Look within your heart, then ask. Have you seen my childhood?
Learn to understand one another, and the world will be a more magical, happy, and peaceful place. For all of us children of the world.
People say I'm strange that way, 'cause I love such elementary things. It's been my fate to compensate
Thought-provoking, huh? And now to one of the most madcap ladies out there who was a joy of many of our childhoods, Carol Channing and the real Wonderland. Goodbye, folks. Speak to you on the 27th. Have a great, great time.
The rule is jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never jam today.
It must come sometimes to jam today.
No, it can't. It's jam every other day. Today isn't any other day, you know. Jam tomorrow, jam yesterday, but never ever jam today. I said